How's it going, everybody? Wild Man Wes here.
I'm Rebecca.
And welcome to day 18 of What's Your Poison's 24 Beers of Christmas. So, yesterday we had a nice little light wit beer that, not too bad, pretty smoky, a little zesty, pretty malty.
Christmassy.
Yeah, very Christmassy. But let's see what we have in store for today. What we got? All right, Pig Minds Brewing from Manchesney Park, Illinois. We have Winter Spiced Ale number 2. This is a punch patch. It's fruited gose or fruited gose. I still have no idea how to say it half the time.
Fruited goosies.
Fruited,
you ask me.
with peach, cranberry, tangerine, and vanilla spice. 4.8%. Okay, so lighter beer like yesterday's, and it is under 5%. And usually with a gose or a gose with under 5%, as Hefe would say, this we have a patio pounder. So let's see if it lives up.
Those are some of my favorites.
All right. So this might be so this style of beer does tend to be a little bit on the sour side, and I know in the past you're not necessarily the biggest fan of sour. However, with peach and even the vanilla spice, I'm hoping that will cut a little bit of the acidity.
That's what I'm hoping too.
But I mean, I could care either way. I mean, I couldn't really care less because all the fruits that are in here, hey, I'm down.
Some of my favorite fruits. I'm up for it.
All right, let's
excited.
see. Yeah, very good carbonation on this. A lot of bubbles. So I mean, mostly with this style of beer, you're not going to get a lot of head consistency, but you do get a lot of carbonation with bubbles in here. I like the golden color.
It smells almost cidery to me.
Oh yeah, a lot of that's probably the tannins of the cranberry in there,
that's fair.
and the tangerine.
It's just a little bit more like cidery than I was expecting.
I'm getting a lot more peach on the 3 sniff. Drive by, getting more cranberry, slight tangerine. Vanilla spice is probably going to be on the mouthfeel. So
Tangerine on the drive-by. Absolutely.
All right,
Well, here we go.
Here we go. Ooh. Oh. That is nice.
That is very nice.
It's very nice. Now, I stand corrected on this one because that vanilla spice, that really did cut a lot of the acidity or the sour or tart or whatever you want to call it on this, especially because with cranberry and like tangerine or orange in a beer, especially if it's going to be on the sour side, it is going to make you pucker a lot. And this one, I'm not getting a pucker on this one, is it drinks kind of like a cocktail in a way. I mean, this definitely would be a beer for people who don't like beer. I would recommend this one very much.
You know what this reminds me of? Is more of like a New Year's beer. Especially for those that don't like wine or champagne. I would bring the New Year's in with this.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all on that one. Okay. No, I agree on that. I mean, oof. Oh, man.
That got me doing the happy dance.
Hey, I don't mind you doing a happy dance, not at all. All right, well, we're going to finish this off, and then once we're done with that, we're going to move on to our second half of the episode with another review. So, stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Okay, so another beer down and another movie to review. Yesterday we had, a bomb in a bowl. But today we've got one not as bad. This one has its moments, but it's bearable. Today we're going to be talking about 2002's The Santa Trap. So this movie takes place around Arizona and southwest regions of the United States, where a family had relocated due to the parents getting new jobs, trying to figure out what they're going to do for Christmas, and seeing a lot of the just rottenness of everybody around the area. Maybe it's due to the heat, I don't know. But regardless, the youngest kid in the family still believes in Santa Claus, and her family's just kind of being...
As she should.
Yeah, but the family's just a little bit just blah about it. I mean, even her older brother is just saying, Santa's not real, and she's gonna prove Santa's real by pulling a page out of Kevin McAllister's book and setting up traps on Christmas Eve for Santa to be apprehended, and guess what? It happens, and the family's freaking out, thinking there's an intruder. Santa's trying to explain that I'm Santa Claus. I gotta get going. I've gotta get toys to everybody around the world. Meanwhile, while all this is going on, earlier in the day, the chief of police in the town that this takes place in puts a biker behind bars because he's just, he doesn't like him. And when they pull Santa into jail, Santa knows this biker, and the biker wonders what's going on with that. They say, oh, well, how about they're gonna let me go? Oh, okay. Well, hey, here, let's just switch clothes real quick. The biker gets in Santa's clothes, and he gets out. Then he starts harassing the family, and then eventually Santa breaks out, and then there's this whole back and forth between them about how Santa knows this biker even more, and why he's come home. And then you find out that the biker was a bully to the chief of police back in the day, and they're trying to figure out how to get Santa back and forth to getting toys to all the kids around the world, to the point where they start calling the central head of intelligence of the North Pole, where the elves have to come down and send one of their best operatives to rescue Santa. Eventually, at the end of it, the biker gets out of jail, everybody's happy, and Santa goes on his merry way, giving toys to all the kids around the world. There's a lot I left out, but I mean, this is one of those movies where even in about an hour and a half, hour 45, a lot goes on, where your ADHD will kick in. And normally, I mean, I never thought I had ADD or ADHD, but you know what? I think it finally happened. I finally got it. So yeah. But regardless, not a bad movie. Let's talk about what we like and what we don't like about the film. Let's talk about what we like first. Becca, I'll pass the torch off to you.
I mean, it had a good theme. It had a good story. It definitely had its moments of laughs. Wedgie. I digress. I don't know. Like I like that the little girl had the idea to set a trap for Santa. I like how towards the end, like it almost seems like a setup that Santa's testing the family with giving out gifts, and then everybody gets what they want. Happy Christmas.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree on that one. I mean, that made me feel good at the end when they all got everything they asked for, even if they had to go through a bit of heck to deal with that. But I mean, I appreciate the cast that they had, because who they had in 2002 for this movie, I mean, a lot of the who's who of the 80s, 90s, especially for the adults. I mean, for the parents, you had Shelley Long and Robert Hayes. You had Dick Van Patten as Santa Claus. You had Stacy Keach as the biker. You had Corbin Burnson as the chief of police. Let's see, Adrienne Barbeau. Big fan of her from horror movies. You've probably heard me talk about her a lot in the past. She plays a homeless woman that is struggling and always still believes in Santa Claus and helps the mother get Shelley Long's character get the she gets the holiday spirit back. I mean, they had a great cast and a lot of talented actors and actresses, but with all the good that comes with this movie, there does unfortunately come some bad. So let's talk about the bad. Do you want me to go first on this one?
Go for it.
Okay, so similar to yesterday's episode about the elf, the plot in this movie definitely goes off the rails at times, because you get the concept as you're watching the movie that there's a lot of people that don't believe that Santa Claus is real. And when you have said person right in front of you telling you they're Santa Claus and knowing enough about you, and you still go, how do you know that? I'm freaking Santa Claus, you idiot! I mean, I was wishing Dick Van Patten would actually say that, but he didn't. But I mean, obviously he's got to be nice. But I mean, and the fact that with all the back and forth of how, I mean, Santa Claus is this magical being that can pretty much get out of anything, especially if it's gonna, harm him. But it took one of his elves shooting a silly string at the chief of police to get him out of the jail.
Well, it took him forever to find him, too.
Yeah, I mean...
Like, that was a big flaw for me, too.
Yeah, we were kind of fading during this movie. It was long night reviewing, and you know how... Yeah.
The CGI... at least it made us laugh.
Yeah. Unlike the elf.
Like, it was awful CGI, but at least you get a laugh with it.
Yeah, and at least when it came to, like, throwback lines to the TV, like MST3K style, at least I didn't get as bad as I did yesterday. I do have to backtrack about something I like. There are some nods to other, Christmas movies. The mother in the movie is trying to get an account for her business and for work and everything, and the name on the account is George Bailey, so that made me smile because I'm like, It's a Wonderful Life. Nice, that's a good nod. I like that one.
What you gonna grade this?
I'm gonna be to be fair. This movie, it had a great premise. They didn't necessarily miss the mark. I mean, they got from point A to point B, but they used points C through Z in between. And it just, that being said, I'm going to give this a solid C. It's not a horrible movie, but it is an endurance trial.
No, I was going to go with a B minus.
B minus? Okay. I mean, this definitely is going to test your attention span. It will. But at the end of the day, it's definitely worth a one watch, especially if you just want to sit there and just like laugh and go, what is going on? I mean, I believe one of the characters from MST3K once said in a zany moment of Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, "Kids, this is hell." I mean, that's pretty much what this movie is in the most hilarious way possible.
I feel like this would be a good movie to watch, like, while you're, like, wrapping presents.
Yes.
It's, like, Christmassy, but you don't have to be super involved. Like, there's not enough of a continuous time flow that you have to pay attention, per se. You'll still understand the premise of the movie.
Background noise. Well, we hope you enjoyed this review of The Santa Trap as well as the beer that we had earlier. If you agree with us on both, leave a thumbs up. If not, leave a thumbs down. I wish there would be one if you agreed on one and not the other. You could do the woof, but we can't. I mean,
there's comments.
Yes, there is. I mean, it's been getting kind of dry down there, but you want to know something? Hey, the snow will fall. Anyways, other than that, we hope you share on social media. Most importantly, let's push that little red button. Let's get that algorithm back up, and especially to push that holly jolly bell. Ring it. Ring it with your finger. Other than that... Until then, I'm Wildman Wes.
I'm Rebecca.
And we will see you tomorrow for day 19 of What's Your Poison's 24 Beers of Christmas and a Movie.